Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel where I share low carb, keto, and carnivore recipes. Today I'm going to show you how I make beef carnivore crisps or chips in a regular or convection oven. So let's get started right away, but first please like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos. So this is how I make beef carnivore crisps. All you need is some finely sliced beef cutlets, or just any cut of beef that is thinly sliced, kind of like a stir-fry meat, and some salt to taste. If you want to give an Italian flavor to your chips, then you can also add some dried rosemary. And you'll also need a couple of baking sheets that are lined with parchment paper for easy cleanup. I usually use 2 baking sheets so that while the first batch of chips are in the oven, I can prepare a second batch. So this is the meat that I got from my local butcher, and all I do is spread the meat. You can see how thin it is, and all I do is spread the meat as best I can onto the baking sheet. I try to put the meat as close together as I can so I can fit as much meat as possible on the pan, because it will shrink while it's cooking in the oven. I'm using quite a fatty cut of meat because I like my meat to have its own fat on it. I don't want to have to add fat to the chips in any way. After I filled the pan up with the meat, I like to sprinkle a little salt to taste over the meat before putting it in the oven, because I find that the salt helps pull out any excess water from the meat, and the meat will dry out better. At this point, if you tolerate spices, you can also add rosemary or any other spice you prefer. I'm not going to be adding any extra spices myself just because I prefer my chips plain. And I'm going to put it in an oven until the meat has darkened and it looks crispy. I just need to be careful not to burn it. So I've taken the first batch of chips out of the oven. Now this took about 40 minutes. You can see that the meat has dried out and reduced significantly, and the top of the meat looks rather crispy. I'm now going to flip it all over to check underneath to see if it's crispy enough on the other side as well. Okay, it does look crispy enough. I think I will put it in the oven for maybe another 5 minutes at the most. Okay, so here they are, nice and crispy on both sides. I'm now going to take them out of the pan and place them in a plate that I've prepared here, lined with some paper towels so that it'll soak up any of the extra rendered fat. And as you can see, they're quite crispy. You can hear that crunchiness. Okay, and we can put them in the plate and break them apart as we go along, or break them apart later on when they're cooled off. I like to do it when they're cooled off. So here are all the carnivore crisps. You can hear the crispiness when you break them apart, and also when you chew them. If I make a big batch of chips, I'll usually put them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them. And because they are so thin and crispy, you can enjoy them without even thawing them. But if you don't want to freeze them, then you can also put them in the refrigerator and they will keep for a few days. I hope you like this recipe because these chips are really so delicious, and I hope you'll give them a try. In the meantime, buon appetito, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos. Ciao for now!